There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when the veil is lifted. For years, you've been walking through a fog, moving forward with determination and grit, but unsure of the destination. You've faced trials, struggles, and hardships that others couldn't comprehend or even begin to imagine. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. But now, the time has come to understand the true power of your journey. You are not just a survivor. You are someone chosen for something much greater. A greater purpose, a higher calling, one that the universe has been quietly preparing you for all along. The truth is, the world never saw you coming. They never understood the depth of your pain, your resilience, your ability to rise time and time again. But now, it's time for the world to know what you've been through in silence. And when they do, it will send shockwaves through everything they thought they knew about you. This isn't just your story, this is the story of transformation, of awakening, of stepping into your power. This is your moment. The universe has set the stage, and now you're being called to play your part. It's time to awaken, to rise, and to shock the world with your truth. The hidden struggles, what the world couldn't see. For years, you've endured battles that no one could see. You carried the weight of the world on your shoulders, but on the outside, everything appeared just fine. The world never saw the sleepless nights, the tears you held back, the moments when you doubted if you could continue. But you kept going. Why? Because you are one of the chosen ones. It's in your nature to push forward, even when the path ahead seems impossible. You've walked through pain that no one understood. People saw the smile on your face, the outward strength you portrayed, but they didn't know the battles you fought in silence. The moments of self-doubt, the struggle with your own mind, the fear of failure that crept in when no one was looking. You carried scars, internal scars, ones that never healed, not because they weren't visible, but because you never allowed yourself to show them. It's not that you didn't want help. It's that you knew your journey was one you had to walk alone. It's not that you didn't feel vulnerable. It's that you understood the importance of embracing your vulnerability without letting it define you. While the world moved on with their daily routines, you stood still in the quiet moments of introspection, questioning your worth, your strength, your purpose. And yet every time the storm raged, you stood tall. The world didn't see the weight of your struggles, but you carried it. You carried it with grace, even when no one noticed. And this unseen strength is what makes you different. This is what sets you apart. This is what makes you one of the chosen ones. Cosmic preparation, the universe's hand in your story. You may not have realized it at first, but everything that's happened in your life, every twist, every turn, every setback and breakthrough has been part of a greater cosmic plan. The universe has been preparing you for something much larger than you could have ever imagined. There were moments when you wondered why things didn't go the way you wanted. You faced rejection after rejection, doors slammed in your face, and your dreams seemed to slip further and further away. But what you didn't see then is what you can see now. Everything was preparing you for this. Every struggle, every challenge, every moment of heartache, it was all part of a greater design. The universe knew that you were strong enough to handle it. It knew that you were capable of carrying a heavy burden, of going through the fire and coming out the other side stronger. You see, the chosen ones are not just chosen because they're strong, they're chosen because they are prepared. They are equipped with the tools to handle the storms ahead, and even when they feel lost, they're never truly alone. The signs were always there. The synchronicities, the moments of clarity, the gut feelings, the people that entered your life at the right time, and those who left just as quickly. The universe is always speaking, guiding, nudging, but you had to trust it. You had to trust that even when it didn't make sense, it was all leading to something extraordinary. Every trial you faced was a stepping stone. Each moment of silence was an opportunity to listen more closely to the whispers of the cosmos, and every moment of pain was an invitation to transform. Now, you're ready to fulfill your purpose. You're ready to step into the light, not as someone who was broken, but as someone who has been built for greatness. The universe has been behind you this entire time, pushing you, shaping you, preparing you for this very moment. It was never random. It was always intentional. The universe was simply waiting for you to realize it. Resilience and strength, the power of survival. What you've been through could have broken anyone else. The storms that tore through your life, the challenges that seemed insurmountable, the losses you endured, most people would have crumbled under the weight. But not you. You are made of something different. You were not born to follow the path of least resistance. You were born to endure. You were born to survive. When others would have given up, you dug deeper. When others would have turned back, you kept moving forward. It wasn't always easy. There were nights when you wanted to give up, when you questioned if you could keep going, but something deep inside you refused to quit. That's the power of survival. That's the strength that lives within you, even when you don't realize it. The resilience you've developed over the years didn't come from a place of privilege. It came from struggle. It came from the times when you were knocked down but still got back up, when you were broken but somehow found the courage to keep going. This is what makes you strong. This is what makes you unstoppable. Your survival is your greatest testimony. It's the proof that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always rise again. You've weathered storms that would have drowned others, and yet here you stand, stronger than ever. This is your power. This is your strength. It's not just about physical survival. It's about mental and emotional endurance. It's about the refusal to be defined by your circumstances and the ability to rise above them. The world will never fully understand what you've been through, but you don't need their understanding. You have something far more powerful, the knowledge that you are unbreakable. Your strength is a force that cannot be contained. And it's this strength, this resilience, that will carry you through every challenge ahead. You are a living testament to the power of survival. You are one of the chosen ones, and your strength knows no bounds. Revelation, the moment of truth. There comes a time in every chosen one's journey when they are faced with a choice, a moment that will change everything. For years, you've held your truth close, hidden it deep within yourself, afraid of what might happen if the world knew the real story. You've carried a weight that no one could understand, a truth that has been building inside of you like a storm waiting to break. You've lived through trials, pain, and silence, all while knowing there was something greater within you, something you couldn't fully express. But now the moment has come. The storm is about to break. You are on the precipice of revealing the truth that has been hiding in the shadows for so long. You're not just speaking your truth for yourself. You're doing it for everyone who has ever felt like their voice didn't matter. It's time for the world to know. It's time for them to hear what you've been through, what you've endured, and what you've learned. Your story isn't just powerful, it's a revelation. It's the kind of truth that will make people stop in their tracks, rethinking everything they thought they knew about you, about themselves, and about the world. The fear that once held you back is no longer a barrier, it's your fuel. You are no longer afraid to speak your truth because you know that when you do, everything will change. This moment, this revelation, is not just about setting yourself free, it's about empowering others to do the same. When you speak, you're not just sharing your experience, you're creating a path for others to follow. This is the moment where you step into your full power. No more holding back, no more silence. Your truth is about to echo through the universe, shifting the very fabric of reality. As you reveal what you've been hiding for so long, you'll witness the profound transformation not just in yourself, but in everyone who hears your story. You were chosen for this moment, and it's finally time to shine. Struggle for authenticity, breaking free from expectations. For as long as you can remember, you've been playing a part. A role that wasn't entirely yours, but one that was shaped by the expectations of others. The world told you who to be, how to act, what to value, and where to go. They painted a picture of who you should be, and you tried to fit into that frame, even when it felt wrong. But no matter how hard you tried, there was always a part of you that resisted. A voice deep inside that screamed for authenticity. That voice was always there, but it was easy to ignore. The world's expectations were louder. People expected you to be perfect, to follow the rules, to conform, and you tried. You tried so hard, but something kept pulling at you, something inside that wouldn't let you forget who you really were. You were never meant to be just another cog in the machine, another face in the crowd. You were meant to be unique, to live authentically, to embrace who you truly are. Breaking free from these expectations wasn't easy. It meant stepping away from the safe, comfortable path and into the unknown. It meant risking judgment, rejection, and disappointment. But it was a risk you had to take, because the cost of staying silent, of staying inauthentic, was too high. The cost was your soul. You realized that if you didn't speak your truth, if you didn't live for yourself, you would lose yourself completely. And that wasn't an option. The moment you broke free from the expectations of others was the moment you began to live for you. You started to shed the layers of conditioning that had been placed upon you by society, family, and the world. You stopped apologizing for who you were, and you started embracing your true self, flaws and all. This was the beginning of your true transformation. You no longer lived in the shadows of others' expectations. You started to carve your own path, guided by your own truth, not the lies the world had fed you. And yes, it was difficult. Yes, there were moments of doubt, moments when you questioned your choices, but through it all you stayed true to yourself. You didn't back down, you didn't conform, and in doing so you set yourself free. Now you are walking in your truth, unafraid, unapologetic, and ready to show the world who you really are. This is the power of authenticity, the strength to stand in your truth, no matter the cost. Transformation from survival to thriving. When you look back at the person you once were, it feels like looking at someone else. You've come so far, transformed so completely, that it's hard to recognize the struggles that once defined you, but you remember them. You remember the days when survival was all you could think about, when just making it through the day felt like a victory. The weight of the world seemed unbearable, and you often wondered if it would ever get better. You were just trying to survive, but something shifted. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, you began to change. You stopped focusing on just getting through the day and started focusing on what you could become. You realized that survival was just the first step. It was necessary to get to where you are now, but it wasn't the end. The real work, the real transformation, began when you shifted from survival to thriving. You stopped letting your circumstances define you, and you started defining your circumstances. You began to embrace your power, to see the beauty in the struggle, and to understand that every challenge you faced was an opportunity for growth. This is the essence of transformation, the ability to take your pain and turn it into power, to take your struggles and turn them into strengths, to stop just existing and start living with purpose. Thriving is not just about achieving success, it's about finding joy in the journey. It's about waking up every day with gratitude for the life you've created and the person you've become. It's about looking at challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. When you shifted from survival to thriving, you unlocked a new level of power within yourself. You found the courage to take risks, to dream bigger, to pursue your passions. You began to live with intention, not just reaction. And as you did, the universe started to conspire in your favor. Opportunities began to flow, relationships deepened, and your life began to take shape in ways you never imagined. This is what it means to thrive, not just to survive, but to live fully, to embrace your power, and to make the world around you better. You've come so far, but this is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. The ripple effect, changing the world around you. It's easy to think that your journey is a solitary one. After all, you've walked through it alone. Or so it seemed. But what you've come to realize is that every step you've taken has had a far greater impact than you could have ever imagined. The truth you've carried within you, the strength you've developed, and the transformation you've undergone are not just for you. They are for everyone around you. When you step into your truth, when you embrace your authentic self and begin to live fully, you set off a ripple effect. The changes in your life ripple out, touching the lives of those around you in ways you can't even see. Your strength becomes their inspiration. Your courage becomes their hope. Your story becomes their roadmap. It's like throwing a stone into a still pond. The impact is felt far beyond the point of contact. The people in your life, your friends, your family, your community, will begin to feel the effects of your transformation. They will start to question their own lives, their own choices, and their own path. And just as you were once changed by someone else's story, you will now be the one to spark change in others. This is the power of the ripple effect. When you live authentically and embrace your full potential, you set an example for others to follow. You become a beacon of light for those who are still lost in the darkness. And as you continue to thrive, the ripple effect grows. It touches more lives, reaches further, and creates a wave of change that spreads across the world. You are no longer just living for yourself. You are living for everyone who needs to see what's possible. Your journey is now a gift, not just to you, but to the entire world. And as that ripple spreads, you will see the profound impact of your life on the lives of others. Your story will continue to change the world, one person at a time. Cosmic justice, the universe's role in your vindication. There are moments in life when everything feels out of control, when you wonder if you will ever see justice, if all the struggles, all the sacrifices, and all the hardships you've faced were for nothing. You've been knocked down, disrespected, and misunderstood by those around you, and it often seemed like you were invisible, your pain and your truth drowned out by the noise of the world. For so long, you fought silently, pushing through with the belief that somehow, someday, things would work out. But here's the thing you may not have understood until now. The universe was always working in your favor, even when you couldn't see it. Cosmic justice isn't like the earthly kind that we so often crave. It isn't about vengeance or punishment. It's about balance. It's about the universe righting the wrongs and ensuring that everything you've endured has a higher purpose. The truth you've carried inside of you, the pain you've silently weathered, will not be forgotten. The universe has witnessed everything, and now, in this very moment, you are beginning to see the fruits of its cosmic justice. It may not have been immediate, and it may not have looked the way you expected, but justice is not about timing, it's about divine purpose. Everything you've been through was preparation, each trial a lesson in resilience and patience. The people who tried to silence you, the ones who doubted your worth, the ones who abandoned you, they thought they had control, but they never did. The universe has always had a plan, and now that plan is unfolding right before your eyes. Your vindication is coming. Your moment of recognition is here, and it's more powerful than anything you could have imagined. Your story is about to shift. The balance is being restored, and in this restoration, you will find peace. The cosmic forces have worked behind the scenes, ensuring that everything will fall into place, ensuring that your truth will be revealed at the right time, in the right way, and with the right impact. This is the moment of vindication you've been waiting for. The universe is rewarding your strength, your perseverance, and your authenticity. Now, as the cosmic justice unfolds, you will see how the universe has always had your back. The scales are balancing. The time for your recognition is here, and it will be more than you ever dreamed. The path forward, embracing your role as a leader. You've spent much of your life looking for answers, searching for meaning in the chaos, trying to make sense of the struggle. But what if I told you that the struggles you've faced weren't meant to break you? What if they were meant to prepare you to step into a role that you were always destined for? You weren't just surviving, you were being molded. The pain, the heartache, the doubts, it was all shaping you for something greater. You were always meant to be a leader. Leadership doesn't come from titles or accolades. It comes from experience, from the wisdom you've gained through your trials, and from the empathy you've developed from walking through darkness. The path ahead isn't one of following, it's one of leading. You've walked the path less traveled, and now it's time for you to show others the way. Leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about being willing to step up when others hesitate, to speak your truth when others remain silent, and to inspire those around you with your own transformation. You've lived through the fire, and now it's time to light the way for others who are still struggling to find their way. But leadership isn't easy. It requires vulnerability, authenticity, and a deep understanding of what it means to serve others. It's not about power, it's about influence. It's about using your story, your experience, and your strength to elevate others, to help them rise, to show them that they, too, can overcome the struggles that life throws at them. As you embrace your role as a leader, you will face challenges. You will encounter resistance. But the difference now is that you know how to handle it. You have the wisdom, the courage, and the heart to guide others. The universe has been preparing you for this role, and now it's time to step into your power. Don't shrink back. Don't doubt yourself. The world needs your leadership now more than ever. Embrace it. Lead with integrity, with compassion, and with the unshakable belief that your journey has equipped you to help others find their own way. You are not just a survivor, you are a leader, and the world is waiting for you to step up and show them what true strength looks like. The cosmic alignment, everything falls into place. Have you ever wondered why things don't always seem to happen according to plan, why the path you thought was clear often feels like it's full of detours and dead ends. There was a time when you questioned everything, your choices, your struggles, and even your place in this vast universe. But now, as you look back on everything that's happened, something incredible is starting to become clear. Everything, all the pain, all the waiting, all the uncertainty, was leading to this moment. The universe has been aligning everything around you, preparing you for a time when everything would fall into place. The pieces of the puzzle are starting to fit, and you're finally beginning to see the bigger picture. The delays, the setbacks, the challenges, they were all part of the cosmic plan to bring you to this exact point in time. It's like the universe was working behind the scenes, moving things in your favor even when you couldn't see it. The people who crossed your path, the opportunities that appeared at just the right time, the synchronicities that seemed too perfect to be coincidences, these were all signs that the universe was aligning things for you. Now, as you step into your power, as you embrace your role as a leader and start to live in alignment with your true purpose, you will see how everything fits together. The struggles that once seemed senseless will now make perfect sense. The universe was never against you, it was always moving in your favor. And now, everything is falling into place. You are exactly where you're meant to be. The opportunities you've been waiting for are about to unfold, and everything you've been working toward is finally within reach. This is the moment of alignment. The stars have aligned, the cosmic forces have gathered, and now is your time. Everything you've endured, everything you've learned, has prepared you for this moment. You are in perfect alignment with the universe's plan, and now everything is falling into place. Conclusion: the legacy you will leave. When you look back on your life, what do you want to see? What do you want others to remember you by? It's not the money, the titles, or the accolades that will leave a lasting impact. It's the legacy you create through your actions, your words, and your truth. Your journey, your struggles, your triumphs, they all contribute to the legacy you are building. The legacy of someone who didn't give up, who didn't let life define them, who didn't let circumstances keep them from becoming who they were always meant to be. You fought through the darkest of times, and now you stand as a testament to what it means to rise, to overcome, and to thrive. Your story is one of resilience, strength, and transformation, and it's one that will inspire generations to come. The legacy you leave will not be one of perfection, it will be one of authenticity. It will be a legacy of someone who was willing to stand in their truth, even when the world tried to silence them. It will be a legacy of someone who embraced their pain and turned it into power. And that is a legacy that will live on long after you're gone. The universe has shaped you for greatness. Your struggles have shaped you into someone capable of leaving a mark on the world. And now, it's time to leave that mark. You may not always see the full impact of your life, but trust that your actions, your words, and your truth are shaping the world in ways you can't even imagine. Your legacy is already being written, and it's one that will continue to inspire, empower, and transform long after you've stepped into your next chapter. Your journey is far from over, but the legacy you leave will continue to resonate with those whose lives you touch. The world will remember you not for what you did, but for who you were. And that is the greatest gift you can give.